persist until the formation of the National Wrestling Alliance in 1948. The NWA as a central governing body, with its singular, undisputed world champion, would be absolute and undeniable. This control, combined with the expansion of the interstate highway system, and the inevitable popularity and availability of regional television, would usher in an era of wrestling that was defined by what would come to be known as the territory system. The territory system would dominate wrestling for nearly 4 decades. While the borders, authority, popularity, and obedience of individual NWA territories was in a near constant state of flux, to this day the impact and influence of these territories is still felt. Each territory had its own signature promoter and star. While it is impossible to cram these characteristics into a static, concrete map, we are damn sure going to try anyway.
So open up your eyes way before it gets too late. Now one man, there's no way you can. Hit the streetlights running, don't give a damn. A simple explanation that you'll never find. Sinners never sacrifice. We never leave love alone. Is hate really worth the price? Look at what we've done. Never cared for compromise. Always threatening someone's life, and it feels like the end of the world.
All right, welcome to episode 14 of This Week in Pro Wrestling, hosted by your 2 favorite hosts of Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, which is seen every Thursday from 9 p.m. out of Indie Music TV. But this isn't that show.
No.
This is This Week in Pro Wrestling.
Right, with Monty and the Pharaoh. You might want to tell them our names. Hey, guys, what's going on?
With Monty and the Pharaoh, where we only talk about the world of professional wrestling.
How wholesome.
It's
Hit
wholesome.
it!
What a week!
Wait till Lotus sees us. He loves us. So hit it! What do you got?
Some sad news.
What? Already? Great.
WWE Hall of Famer Hacksaw Jim Duggan reveals prostate cancer diagnosis. He said, "Hi, folks. You know, Deborah and I, we always share good times with you, but today we got to share some bad times." Jim Duggan began, "I've been diagnosed with prostate cancer, and I'm having surgery tomorrow. Actually, it's been going on for a couple of months, and now Deborah and I have been living with it and getting ready for reality, and the reality is here. I'm going down to Charleston tomorrow to have my cancer surgery."
Prayers for the great Hacksaw Jim Duggan. You know, we almost had him on the show, but I don't think he was feeling well. Wasn't that a while back?
Yeah. Well, he had a heart issue, right?
Right. It was a while back. Oh, that's bad news. I hope he pulls through.
I mean,
how old is Mr. Duggan? He hasn't hit 70 yet.
I think he's got to be up there.
Really? Wow. Oy.
I think he
Not
might
good,
be
my
in the
friend.
70s.
Really? You think so?
I mean, I could look it up. I do have a computer in front of me, but why bother?
Let's speculate.
Why not? Let's keep it old school where we just speculate.
I don't think he's 70 yet. That's my speculation.
This is how you know we're old. I do the same thing with my wife. She'll ask me a question and she'll say, "Who's that actor?" And I go, "Just Google it." It's pretty simple.
Right. Look at you, all computerized and
but not me, man.
homogenized.
I refuse. I will not do it. I will not look
I would
up
say
Jim
he's
Duggan's
in his,
age.
60s, I would say, obviously. But
I will not look it up. I promise you. I will
He's
not
looking
look
it
it up. He was born in 1954.
There you go.
So what do you got there? What is quick math?
Oh, he's like 67 or something like that.
Close enough to 70.
Something like that.
Anyway, President Hacksaw Jim Duggan, I mean, that guy gave a lot of, Did you like Hacksaw Jim Duggan WWEF version?
Wait a minute. I'm struggling with the math. I must be tired today. Wait a minute. So 1954. Right. Let's take away and add and subtract.
67 is 54. So 57.
He's 13 years older than us.
67 years old.
I nailed it. Never mind.
Yeah,
wow.
See, you are a math genius.
I kind of am subconsciously.
You are. So anyway, back to my original question.
Yes.
Jim Duggan.
Yeah.
Did you like the WWF version of him?
Of course I did. Why would I not like the WWF version? What, there's people out there who don't? I thought he was fantastic. Isn't that where he made his biggest fame anyway? What are we talking? What kind of question is that? What, you got the WCW, NWA marks? Oh, Hacksaw was so much better till they handed him the 2x4. Nah, I don't know. The guy was a first ballot Hall of Famer. I mean, come on. I love that. Aren't you a fan of Hacksaw? I'm a fan of Hacksaw. Hacksaw was awesome.
I liked him in the old Mid-South area.
Okay.
Right? He was a little more serious. I wasn't that, into... I will say this. I did really enjoy his...
What about his fame, though?
No, but I enjoyed his feud with Andre the Giant. That was hot. That was hot for a hot minute,
All
right?
I can see that. Pretty big guy, Mr. Duggan, too, to be able to pull that one off convincingly, huh? You feuding with Andre? You're a fairly large man.
I'm trying to think if I saw them in the garden. I think I did.
Yeah, Hacksaw was a big boy. Still is, I'm sure.
Anyway, this is why you're here, brother. The really big news, Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Chronic mismanagement spelled the demise of Ring of Honor as we know it. While Ring of Honor isn't exactly dead, the company's future is murky after it announced its release of every wrestler from their contract.
Wow.
Thoughts?
Wow. When AEW was beginning their ascension, do you remember me saying to you, does anybody give a damn that Ring of Honor might suffer from this? Does anybody give a damn that TNA might evaporate? Does anybody give a damn that a lot of other smaller companies that have held the torch rather well for independent wrestling for a couple of decades now are going to fall by the wayside? Do you remember me saying that? Because I did. And now you're telling me...
You're becoming that guy.
And now I'm that guy.
You're becoming that guy.
Well, I did say it, and I... At the time, I was actually kind of concerned, and now it looks like I was right to be concerned. I think this is terrible. I love Ring of Honor. I'm a fan of it going way back. I think it's very unfortunate, and I do believe this is a side effect of AEW's rise.
I think it's a side effect of a real company managing its business. So I think Sinclair, who's the management company of Ring of Honor, said this is a losing venture. We're not going to lose money on it. We're not going to bleed.
You know why it became a losing? You know why?
I think it always was a losing venture, to be honest with you.
Well, you can't be in business for almost 20 years and always have a losing venture. Who the hell has money to burn for 20 years?
Well,
but I will say this, though. I do think that Ring of Honor's main draw for fans was the fact that Ring of Honor, once upon a time, had the Daniel Bryans before they were famous, had the Seth Rollins types, okay? They had these, Tyler Black, they had these types, okay? Even as recently as 5-6 years ago, they had these types who were becoming big names through Ring of Honor. Then they would, go to Japan or something, become even bigger, and then Vince would pluck them. Kevin Owens, the first time I looked at Kevin Owens,
right,
they were chanting Mr. Wrestling. And his name was Kevin Steen.
Where,
he
Ring
was
of Honor?
Ring of Honor. Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Did
it's
you ever
sad
go
to me.
With all these great wrestlers that they grew, did you ever go to a Ring of Honor event?
Oddly enough, Ring of Honor really never came around very often. And
I know you went to an Evolve event. We went together.
Right. I would have loved to have gone to a Ring of Honor event. They weren't around that often. I think that they might have come around once or twice in the last bunch of years that I was,
This is where I know
But when you pluck all their stars or their upcomings, there's what's left.
Well, this is why I know I'm not that guy, right? Because it's I didn't really know about much of Ring of Honor until I saw the movie The Wrestler, where I saw the Ring of Honor sign.
Sure.
I said, who the hell's that?
Sure. I mean, and what year did that come out, please? 2006 or so? Something like that?
No.
It was a while ago.
Wait a minute, hold on.
A while ago.
1990, 2009.
So it was a while ago. It was a long time ago, and Ring of Honor's presence was around back then, too. To me, again, it's a side effect of the fact that they don't have sexy names anymore. They've been stripped dry.
Now, do you know the history of Ring of Honor at all? I've through this, since we've been involved in this, from what I understood, Rob Feinstein, he's the one that created Ring of Honor, and then I guess he had some kind of
had some issues,
legal issues, all right? Oh, yeah. And he had to sell his portion.
Did he use the Boston Whale's lawyer by any chance?
I don't know if he.
Wow, huh?
I don't know.
Wow, that's
Speaking
rough.
of the Boston Whale, just real quick, he's supposed to have Hacksaw Jim Duggan at his 80s event in November that he's been bragging about.
Okay. All right.
How's that working out?
Not too well.
Oh, go ahead.
My God, that's horrible.
But yeah, it
Pretty funny, though.
Might have the same boy toys, I guess. I don't
Yeah,
know.
who knows, man? Who knows? These whales, man, they just can't stay in the water. You're better off on dry land.
So, do you think now with like you said about AEW coming aboard,
Yeah.
and being so popular as it is, or as popular as it could be, I guess, it's now destroying the indies.
I felt that way for a while. You know, New Japan fortunately is on the other side of the world, and they're not as affected by it. But even there, I've noticed that it's not as great as it used to be.
So you're saying the wrestling world is better off with just one WWE and all independents instead of this second?
I'm not
organization?
sure if that's what I'm saying, but I think what I am saying is that you want the best wrestling. I mean, outside of New Japan, it's right here. It's
What
the
happens to all
WWE
these
and
wrestlers?
AEW.
What
I
happens
mean,
to all these wrestlers now?
I don't know.
Where do they go? Because there ain't good.
I'll tell you one thing, you know who's not going to care? The same marks who scream bloody murder at Vince McMahon. They'll be like, Ring of Honor, whatever. And that was what really pisses me off, because I'm sure that
Well, who's
most
going to
of
get the blame for Ring of Honor? Will Ring of Honor get the blame for Ring of Honor? Will the WWE get it? Will AEW get it? Or is it just going to be spread across the middle?
Let me tell you something right now. If anybody goes around blaming Vince McMahon for the death of Ring of Honor, you're just a hate mongrel. You really are picking the wrong person. Okay, I do believe, and I don't blame AEW directly either, but I do believe that once AEW came around, I could smell certain doom for Ring of Honor. TNA, I'm amazed that they're still hanging around in any form at this point. What's their ratings? I mean, did they even get a 1?
I think we're coming close.
You know what I mean? And I mean 100,000.
I think we're coming close.
Dude, what are you talking about? Our cable
Yeah.
weekly is more than what they
That's
get
scary,
right now.
That's scary.
And that's not bragging. That's actually like, what the hell's going on with TNA? You know what I'm
Here's
saying?
some new news that just broke out within
Yeah.
the last couple hours. Charlotte Flair is no longer doing media interviews this week after the WWE pulled her.
Okay.
Sean Ross Sapp, oh, he's back, Sappy, noted the news on Twitter. This comes days after her backstage confrontation with Becky Lynch at last week's SmackDown following the controversial championship title exchange segment. It's unknown whether Flair will be appearing on this week's SmackDown or the WWE will punish her for her actions.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're going to punish her.
So your thought on that whole thing, you came up to me and you said, you know what, I'm starting to really dig this.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I don't think that there's any real heat, to tell you the truth. Don't you think we're all just being jived a little bit there, worked a little bit there? You know, any possibility there, Mike? You seem to think that, so I'm kind of on board with you on that one.
So this is going to...
I mean, it's making news. Oh, they don't like each other. Okay, fine. That works.
My feeling
Throw that out there.
Feeling
of course that works.
My feeling it's a work.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, if Flair loses the title quickly,
Yeah.
this may not be a work. They kind of got me. If it's a work, they're getting me. They're sucking me in because I've had this ultimate fear of Charlotte. First of all, look.
Is this all because she flipped the belt and it fell on the fucking floor? I mean, stop. I mean, where's this all coming from?
How
They
about
don't like each
Andrade's
other.
F.U. WWE?
Well, he's going to keep saying that's how he feels anyway. Where's he working? He's working where they say F-U WWE all the time. What a revelation by
Doesn't
Andrade.
matter.
Yeah, nah.
Flair's got like 3 years on her contract.
She's not going
Does
anywhere.
she give up that money?
No.
Did they make a decision like, let's just separate our ways?
No, I'm not buying any of this. I think Vince McMahon loves Charlotte. That's what I think.
I think everybody loves Charlotte.
Yeah. Why would you let go of that? She's the best at what she does.
You know what's so funny? A fan...
They just moved to SmackDown.
A fan
Stop.
messaged us and said,
Yeah.
don't sleep on WoW.
Don't sleep on WoW. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Well, we'll have to wait and see. Now, will we?
Could you imagine?
Wouldn't that be something? That would be brilliant of them to do that. That would be silly of Vince.
Charlotte Flair has
know?
this opportunity to be one of the all-time greats.
She
Forget about women.
She already is.
No, but it's still the book's got to be finished.
Okay.
It's got to be finished.
All right.
You
want to
can't-
finish it by her leaving the biggest company in the world and going to some...
No, not the WoW.
That's not happening.
Not the AEW.
Dude, she's smart. She's not doing
And you know, if
that.
she really
I mean,
loves competition, with all due respect, with the WWE female wrestlers are the best in the world, right? And she outshines, look, Bailey,
Yeah.
Banks,
Yeah.
all right, top notch. They're
Yeah.
at Charlotte's level,
Yeah.
right? Bianca Belair. I'm even putting her at that level.
No,
Okay.
Bianca Belair's arrived.
Right?
Period. Yeah.
Becky Lynch, put her at that level, right?
Yep.
The 4 horsewomen, right?
Yep.
I'm even
Yep.
getting Nia Jax can
Yep.
wrestle.
There's only one in her category, and she's not there yet. Tessa. I am waiting for that moment, and Vince must know in his back pocket. I still have another.
But my whole thing is
WrestleMania main event for the
if Charlotte
females.
would go to
it's those two.
AEW, she'd be miserable because as great as Britt Baker is, she's the top of the food chain for
That's
them.
it?
And she is not that great of a wrestler.
Let's put it this way: Charlotte Flair, the wrestler, will be like bored to tears.
Exactly.
She
would
think that,
she'd be
you know?
she'd be working down
Right.
every match.
Yeah.
She already works down some matches here.
Right.
Right? And she does a great job with it. Don't get
Right.
me wrong.
Right.
But she has this opportunity. Look, if you work this Becky Lynch thing, this
Mm-hmm.
could be the hottest. Look, everybody's talking about it. We're talking about it almost a week later.
Yep. I think it's great. Those two have great chemistry.
And again, for the Pharaoh,
to like this, I like it a
yeah,
lot.
it's a big deal.
Yeah, I'm liking it a lot, and I want to give credit to Belair too. Belair's been fantastic in all of this.
Again, I'm going to reiterate even from last week, Jimmy. All these crybabies about Belair, they are making her into such a monster face. There's so much playing field for
Can't
her.
they see she's big time already, and it's due to the push and the platform.
Yes.
It's so obvious, and she is great.
And the Becky feud, and constantly losing to
Yeah.
Becky. It's the right thing to do because when she eventually wins,
She's gonna.
the roof's she's
Yeah,
gonna get
she's
her.
gonna-
she's,
of course
the way
she
it
is.
used to be.
Right.
Let the face get what they need.
Just like who's the number one contender? Who's the number one contender now on Raw? Who is it? Seth freaking Rollins. After putting Edge over and going through that great program and losing lately, that's because real soon you're gonna have to deal with the belt around Seth freaking Rollins.
Are we talking Seth Roman at WrestleMania?
Oh my God! Wouldn't that be interesting?
That's
no,
not the- that's really
no, I
not
don't
the one
think
I
so.
want. That's not the
I
one I
don't
want,
think so
by the
because
way.
I think we're going to see Brock and Roman at WrestleMania.
Which is much better for me.
Okay, it's much better for everybody.
There's only one topper.
Yeah.
Rock, Roman.
Well, that would be holy box office Batman.
Holy box office. You want to
Holy
sell
box office
2
Batman.
nights, 100,000 seats?
Oh dear Lord.
Dear Lord, that's the
Oh
match.
dear Lord. That
That
would be
is the match.
unbelievable. That would be unbelievable.
And I'll be honest with you. If Rollins wins the belt, I'd like to see, and God, fans will probably get mad at me, but Goldberg against Seth Rollins, main event, WrestleMania.
I think that would be pretty insane. I could see that. I could go for that. But I'm still smelling that if there is a Rock Roman, then at WrestleMania, please give us Brock Lashley.
Well done.
Give it to us.
Agreed.
I want to see it.
AEW had a Squid Game crossover plan for this
What?
week's AEW Dynamite
a
that was
Squid Game?
canceled. This week's AEW Dynamite saw the Elite, Kenny Omega, Adam Cole, and the Young Bucks arrive in their main event tag match against the Dark Order dressed in full Ghostbuster
Now hold
gear.
on, hold on. When you said Adam Cole's name wrong. When you say Adam Cole, you're supposed to say Adam Cole, baby, but you didn't. So I have
In
to
their
fill it in.
Ghostbusters, so I
This
could,
is
I could
stupid,
only,
by the
I
way.
could only think of you.
Stupid.
I could only think of you.
Okay.
And I said to myself,
Yeah.
AEW's jumped the shark.
It's totally jumping the shark.
Now, meanwhile,
it's
again,
Joni Loves
idiots
Chachi.
like Bubba Ray or Dave LaGreca, like, you know, fans, you gotta get it. It's all in fun. When I used to wrestle, sometimes we dressed up before Halloween matches. Look, dude, you can't.
Dude,
It was bad.
Dude,
It
I don't
was
have
bad,
to like this.
Bad.
I don't have to like this any more than I didn't like Chucky being part of NXT Halloween Havoc.
Which, by the way, was very good.
It was, but Chucky sucks. Get
thought
this
Chucky was all right.
Get this stupid Chucky out of here. What? I'm gonna spin the wheel. I
thought that was cool.
Stupid.
By
stupid.
the way, Halloween Havoc.
Oh, it was
My girl, Mandy.
is champ.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
The champ is here.
Yeah, and so were her friends.
That's right.
They're champs too, except there was one issue.
What's that?
All these title changes. I'm loving it. Title change, yeah. Title change, yeah. Title change, yeah. Steiner loses.
So I wanted to ask you about
Boo!
I wanted to ask you about that.
Yeah,
though.
go ahead.
So we spoke about that, and you're like, Steiner's got to win. I think just like Bianca Belair,
Yep, you're right.
you stretch it.
Yeah,
make
you're
the
making me
I
drool.
want him to win.
You're making
I
me
want him to
drool.
win.
Now
Yeah.
I'm drooling, and I'm like, and when it finally happens, you'll
You're
hear
like pissed. You're
you'll
like,
hear an
fuck, I
explosion,
expected-
and your
oh.
phone's gonna ring. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Braun Breaker, baby.
So if
Who
I was to ask,
love.
if I was to ask you this, NXT 2.0?
Yeah, what about?
Success?
Yeah, so far I'm enjoying it. Why?
Better than the old NXT?
Right now, yeah. Right now,
I
yeah.
get it. I'm
Not
just-
in the old days, not like 5 years ago.
The Mandy move
you know.
to NXT, I
That
was
was
like,
great.
why are you doing this?
I love it.
You know what?
I think it's great.
Whoever made that move at WWE, give him a raise.
Mandy's toxic.
Damn straight, bro.
I love it.
Damn straight.
I think it's great. And I you know what? I was sure she was going to win, but I
wasn't.
No, I was sure she was going to win. Why bring her there? What's the point of having her do all of this? To put the champ over? Nah. You know, what do you think? What do you think of the champ Gonzalez? Well, the former champ now.
Great.
I mean, what about when she comes up? She could work with Charlotte. Those two kill each
She's
other.
not ready.
No,
Not ready.
Not ready for
I
Charlotte.
don't think she's
huh?
not. I think she's not even
Interesting.
at the level of,
Interesting.
you know,
She's no
Liv
Tessa.
Morgan. I think she's a Liv Morgan.
Wow.
And Liv
Interesting.
Morgan's okay.
I put her
And by the
above
way,
that.
you know, before we cut off, I just want to give Carmella props. This girl
Who gets no props but deserves some.
right.
I
She
agree.
keeps working and reinventing herself
Yep.
and coming up with new gimmicks.
Yep.
And not forget the fact that she's smoking hot.
Wait
I
a
mean,
minute.
that's-
She's irreversibly hot.
Yes.
Can we just get this
Thank
very
you.
clear?
Thank you.
I mean, my lord, this is a
But
gorgeous
talk
lady.
about working, right, brother?
She's excellent.
That mask gimmick, awesome.
I thought that was great. And when is she going to get credit for? Dude, I would not want to be kicked by Carmella. She's got a nasty kick.
She does a
I don't
nasty
know.
kick.
I'm backing off.
All right,
Easy,
well, we're
babe.
looking forward to SmackDown in an hour or so, and
Yeah.
you've got Drew
Yeah.
McIntyre back on SmackDown. I guess that will be Roman Reigns' next
That will be
foil.
nice. They will.
Yeah?
They will murder each other. I like the big dudes killing each other.
Yeah.
I don't want to see a flip flop fest all the time.
All right, Jimmy, you want to send us out? I want to thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you next week on episode 15. Jimmy, you want to send us out,
That's
brother?
right. You've been watching This Week in Pro Wrestling, and always catch Monty and the Pharaoh every Thursday night at 9 p.m. coming out of here, Indie Music TV. Until next time, later.